All right, so question number 7. This time we're going to create a function that matches the graph below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it up into my 3 pieces so I can see where each piece of my function is. And I know that this is x equals -1 and that this is x equals +1. All right, so I know that my sections are from -infinity to -1, from -1 to +1, and then from 1 to infinity. All right, so the first function that we have here is this linear function right here. And I know I need 2 things. I need to find the slope and I need to find the y-intercept. Well, to find the slope, I just do rise over 1. It went up 1 and over 1. So the slope of this function is simply 1. But the y-intercept, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend it a little bit so I can see where my y-intercept is. And here, now you can see that your y-intercept is at, +3. Okay, so that means that the first piece of your function, there's 3 pieces. The first piece is x plus 3, okay? And it happens when x is something than -1. How do I figure out what that something is? Well, you got to look at your graph and see, do I have an open dot or a closed dot? This right here appears to be a closed dot, but it could work for this function or this piece of the function. So either piece of that function will work. So it's up to you. I'm going to say less than or equal to -1, and I'm going to say that this point is defined by this function. Okay? All right, so now the second piece of my function is this horizontal line right here. The slope is 0, and it's equal to 2. So the next piece of my function is 2. But I know that's true from -1 to +1. Now, here, when I do this, I know that since it's equal to -1 here, I'm not going to have it be equal to -1 right here. So instead, I need to make sure that this is less than. This one could be less than or equal to because it's defined and a point that could work for this function or this function. It's up to you how you want to define it. I'm going to say that it's less than or equal to right here. So that way I can say that this point is defined by this function. Again, if they share the same point, it doesn't matter which one you include it with. All right, and then the last one that we have here is this function right here. And I need to figure out, same thing, what's my slope and what's my y-intercept? So my slope, it's going up 1 over 1. So again, my slope is 1 over 1. And then my y-intercept, I'm going to extend this down here, and I see that my y-intercept should be 1. So that means that this equation is f of x equals x plus 1, when x is greater than 1. Since I already claimed 1 for this piece of my function, it can't be equal to 1 there, okay? There's a lot of material in this video. If you have any questions, please make sure you come see me for help.